Here's the scary part about a Pharisee, all right? I'm reading a book right now called Everybody Lies. And it's fascinating because what the whole book is all a guy who does Google analysis, and he looks at searches at certain times and what people search out in the total privacy of their own life. And he says it's a truth serum. It's a digital truth serum because what it does is classic psychology. You have somebody in front of you. They're never going to tell you the absolute truth about themselves. If you ask them questions about what they dream about or what they think about this or think about that or whether they're racist or whatever, they're not going to actually tell you the God's honest truth. But you get them in front of a computer and no one's around and it's just them, all of a sudden you get a picture into human psychology that is different. And his point is everybody lies, meaning everybody lies about how much they drank at that party, about whether they read that book, whether they like racist jokes, whether they regret having children, whether they're depressed, whether they voted, right? Everybody lies. And he makes the point, he says, this is why no one predicted the election of President Trump, because you would do surveys and nobody would admit that they were like, yes, I'm a Trump supporter. It was invisible. But then all of a sudden, when you get into that booth and no one's looking, then people believe and do different things. And he says, we lie to our spouses, we lie to our friends, we lie to our kids, we lie to our bosses, we lie. And then he makes this point. The problem is, in classic psychology, when you're sitting with people and you're trying to take out, the problem is we lie to ourselves. But when you're in front of a computer, he says, you want to look what the people Google, what people search, what people want to know. He says, all of a sudden, there's a truth to it. See, here's the crazy part. For everybody in this room, the Pharisees were a group of people like us who lied to themselves, meaning they thought they actually knew him, but they didn't know him, which is why he's about to look at them in the most scathing chapter. And we'll unpack more of it in the weeks to come because it's the angriest chapter in the whole New Testament. It's the angriest chapter in the teachings of Jesus. It's not projected at unchurched pagan people. It's projected at the most religious people